I am not okay. I am not okay. What was that ending? What was that entire game? I have no idea what to say. I have no reason for it to be like that. What was the final 5 minutes of the game? What were the first 2 periods of the game? Urgency? Turnovers? Oh, you came back in this game. Oh boy, congratulations. You know what? Coming back in this game, no moral victories. No moral victories in this game. Because you know why? They don't give you points in the standings. You know why? Because they don't help you because you lost 4 out of your last 6. Both against Pittsburgh and both against Washington. Oh, you beat Buffalo. Congratulations. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Like, where is the effort in the final 5 minutes of the game when you are down a goal? Where's the effort in the first 2 periods of the game when you're constantly turning the puck over left and right? Oh, look at here, a juicy rebound for Alex Ovechkin, for him literally wide open, not even a rebound actually, a juicy turnover for him to literally wind up and bomb it into your own net. A turnover in the offensive zone, which turns into a breakaway for Connor Sheary. And then 2 breakdowns in defensive coverage in the second period to allow John Carlson to score and TJ Oshie to score. And then they just clear it off with an empty netter. Clear it off because for some reason we cannot play with the extra attacker. We don't know how to forecheck. We don't know how to sustain pressure with an empty net. We don't know how to do anything with an empty net. Let alone win the faceoff, let alone get into the offensive zone, and let alone win board battles. Where is the effort? That is my biggest problem. Where is the effort? The same mistakes continue to happen night after night after night. And for some reason in this game, it just pissed me off even more. Because you know why? You found a way to make it a 1-goal game, and you did jack shit in the last 9 minutes of the game. Jack shit. Yeah, were there definitely a bunch of calls that should have went against the Capitals? Yeah, that there was a definite trip in the final 4 minutes against the Capitals that wasn't called. You know why? You had a 4-on-3, then a 5-on-4 with 5 minutes left, and you didn't score on it. Oh yeah, you got a power play goal earlier in the game. Whoop-de-doo. Power plays actually scored 2 games in a row. You gotta score when it matters. And especially with that power play, when it was 4-3, you gotta score. You gotta find a way to set up. Find a way to sustain pressure. Because what the hell is momentum with this team? Every time it feels like we score, we allow the other team to respond immediately. It happened with the first goal of the game for the Flyers. Let alone the Ovechkin goal. It was a terrible play by Moose. For some reason, he wanted to throw it up along the boards. And Provorov, I'm not blaming Provorov on that because he was put in a terrible position. Puck bounces off the boards, and here comes Ovechkin winding it up, putting it in your own net. The first goal, okay, you score on the power play. Travis Konechny, you tie the game at 1. Then literally instant after that, 2 minutes. Nicholas Aube-Kubel, I have no idea what he's trying to do. He's putting Travis Sanheim in a terrible position. With this pass, and it turns into a breakaway for Connor Sheary. And I have no idea what Eric Gustafson's doing on this play because he's on the other side of the ice for some reason. And yeah, Ellie got a piece of it, and I think he probably could have saved it too. 2-1 Washington. And yeah, you also took a penalty earlier in the first period as well, and the penalty kill actually came up today, for some reason. And then you actually had a good start to the second period, and then you took an early penalty, and that just killed the momentum. You killed that penalty off. But once again, defensive breakdowns, the second period was so bad. The second period, the Flyers, for some reason, just couldn't figure out what to do. They looked lost. They looked defeated. And that's been the problem with this team this year. Every time they get down in games, they look defeated. Defeated! And there was a big difference last year when it was the other way around. When they were down in games, they wouldn't look defeated. They would find a way to climb back. They would take the adversity and find a way to build off that. This team, for some reason, any shred of adversity that comes their way, they crumble. They crumble. And it's been like that in the past games against Pittsburgh and the past games against these two against Washington. The exact same things keep happening. Turnovers, lack of effort, and allowing teams to respond and just literally take control of the entire momentum in the game. And then, like I said, those continues of the same mistakes happen in the poor defensive coverage on the John Carlson goal. Literally, no one picked them up at all as Washington was running down the ice. They had numbers. We had 3 guys back for some reason. And here comes John Carlson wide open in the slot, puts it right by Elliott. Then TJ Oshie, just allowed to do what he's allowed to do, drives the net, and he throws the puck on net, and it goes in off a guy's spare skate. You know, it would be nice if some of our guys did that, because every time we have a chance to drive the net, we have to go around it. We use a stupid behind-the-back play. Drive the net! And there were a lot of opportunities to shoot in this game. The Flyers looked like they were afraid to shoot, let alone get it through the neutral zone and into the offensive zone. Oh, you get 2 goals in the third period. You had a 4-on-4. Provorov coming off of the bench, driving in, gets the shot from the left side, buries it past Samsonov, 4-2. And then the same thing off of a rush for Scott Lawton, puts it by Samsonov. It's 4-3. Final 9 minutes. There's a 4-on-4. Giroux and Kuznetsov go to the box. And it was weird too, because the forgot to mention like this game's totally summarized the way the second period ended. It ended early, a minute 30 early, because there was a piece of glass broken. So they just decided to, hey, let's just end the period. Let's just end the period and continue the final minute and 30 in the third. That for some reason, for me, it completely summarized this game for the Flyers. I have no idea what the hell just happened. Literally, it describes what the fuck. What the fuck? That's the only explanation I can think of. Because you are now losing very important games, and literally everyone else that is above you is winning games now. Pittsburgh, winning their games, they're on a hot streak. Washington, you lost 2 to them, and they're still on a hot streak. Boston, they're winning their games. Islanders, they're winning their games. And here the Flyers, not winning their games. Stuck in 5th place. Even though you have 2 games in hand and 3 games in hand on most of these teams, you gotta win your games! Those games in hand don't matter if you don't win them! You got to win! And yeah, we're only at the halfway point and there's a lot of hockey left. You gotta be better. You gotta be way better than what you've put out on the ice against Washington and against Pittsburgh, and then even some points against Buffalo with that Tuesday game. You gotta be better. You gotta be 10 times better. And what's not good now is because now Carter Hart's dealing with confidence issues. Who knows who's going to start in that on Saturday? Elliott, in my opinion, yeah, he came up big with some saves today, even though he had some hiccups in this game as well. So, who do you go with on Saturday? Do you just go with Elliott again? Or do you try to get Hart in there to get some confidence? I don't know what you do there. The defense, it continues to look completely lost, especially in their own zone. Can't get pucks up. Can't find a way to clear the zone at all. And it's funny too, ever since we have started out-shooting teams, we are not playing as good. It felt like when teams were out-shooting us and we were just getting those quality chances, we were winning a lot more. I don't know how to say about that. Are quality chances much better than quantity in shots? Maybe it's proven like that for the Flyers this year, because when they were getting their quality shots, they were scoring. They were scoring at will when they were getting the quality shots. And now they're out-shooting their opponents for so many games in a row, and they're not winning as many. I just don't know how to explain it in the power. The Flyers did actually go 2 for 2 on the power play, apparently, according to this. It was weird. I don't remember them scoring on the second power play at all. I guess they did. But for some reason that slipped my mind. I thought they only scored once on the power play. I don't remember them scoring at all in that second one that they had in the third period. I just don't remember that whatsoever. And yeah, the Flyers actually got a fight today from Andy Andreoff, out of all people. Him trying to spark up some momentum for the boys. I don't remember them scoring at all on the power play again. No, they didn't. I don't know why it says here on NHL.com that they scored twice on the power play. They did not. Yeah, Konechny was the only power play goal. It's a minor glitch. Everyone's screwing up today. Even the people on NHL.com. Everyone is screwing up. And I want to look at scores around the league, too. Even though I want to look at other statistics from this game as well. Yeah, you outshot them 33-22. They out-hit you by 125-24. You had 8 blocks. They had 8 blocks. You gave the puck away 13 times, especially in that first period. That first period was god-awful, especially with the second period. And I just want to look at other scores around the league from today, because there were a lot of Eastern Conference teams that, well, not Eastern Conference, Eastern Division teams that played today. Boston shut out the Rangers 4-0. Pittsburgh beat Buffalo 5-2. The Islanders beat the Devils 5-3. We lost to the Capitals, of course. Other team, no, those were the only Eastern teams that were playing today. If we look at the standings, oh boy, can't wait to look at this. Can't wait to look at those Eastern Division standings. And the Flyers, they are in 5th place with 29 points at 13-8-3. 3 points behind Boston, 4 points behind Pittsburgh, 7 points behind Washington, and 9 points behind the Islanders. Amazing. Amazing. Oh boy. And yeah, we have the same amount of games played as Boston, 24. We have 2 games in hand on Pittsburgh, 2 games in hand on Washington, and 3 games in hand on the Islanders. But like I said before, you got to win those games that you have in hand against those teams. Because one, you haven't beat Boston at all this year. Yeah, I'm looking way too deep into the future. And how many games have we played? 24 games so far. In a 56-game season, I'm assuming that's, 28 games, so we're almost at the halfway mark. 4 games away from the halfway mark, to be exact. So many issues, and they continue to happen. Just continue to happen. I don't know why this game specifically pissed me off so much, but for some reason, I was just mad. It's probably because they came back into the game, and they did jack shit in the final 5 minutes. I think that's probably why I'm so mad. I don't know why I'm so mad, but maybe it's frustration that you need to let out. Definite frustration that you need to let out, because this team is so frustrating. It is so frustrating to watch. I just can't comprehend, man. I just cannot comprehend. And you play Washington again on Saturday. So, what's going to be different there? We're going to slot someone else into the lineup on Saturday on the forward core. Is Phil Myers going to play, since he was a healthy scratch today? Is Carter Hart or Brian Elliott going to be in net? So many question marks for Saturday. You got to win. You have to win. You can't lose. You cannot lose 3 games in a row against the Capitals. You cannot. Because look at the stretch of games that are coming up after Saturday's game against Washington. 2 on the road against the Rangers. 2 on the road against the Islanders. 1 at home against the Islanders. 1 at home against the Devils. 2 at home against the Rangers. And 2 on the road against the Buffalo Sabres. And hell, why not? Let's look at the April schedule, because why not? Got 1 game on the road to start off April against the Islanders. 1 game at home against Boston. And also 1 game on the road against Boston. And some of these games are still from the makeups due to the COVID stoppage for the Flyers. 1 game on the road against the Islanders. 1 game at home against Boston. 1 game at home against Buffalo. 1 game on the road against Capitals. On the road against Penguins. At home against the Caps. At home against the Islanders. 2 on the road against the Rangers. 3 game set, 1 home and 2 away against the Devils. Tough schedule because, of course, because you're playing all teams in your division. This loss is insanely aggravating. Insanely aggravating to me. No moral victories. You cannot take a single moral victory in this game. You just cannot. Because moral victories don't give you points in the standings. They just don't. There are no positives that I could take. Oh, you came back in this game. You managed to make it a 4-3 game. Whoop-de-doo. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Be better. And yeah, the Flyers still need to make a move. And you, Chuck Fletcher, maybe since your team's in this stretch a little bit of losing, maybe ring the phone around the league and see what defensemen you can pick up. Matias Ekholm, Savard from Columbus, other defensemen that are around the league. Who knows, maybe some depth forward as well. You never know what could happen. You never know what could happen. But yeah, they need something brought in to help this team. And I'm not saying a trade is immediately going to make this team into a cup contender. It's not. There are a lot of issues with this team that you just don't fix overnight. The special teams, even though the power play has scored twice in a row in 2 games, even though the penalty kills, it has been coming up clutch a little bit. But in keyer situations, our special teams do let us down. Our defense lets us down. Those changes, if we do make the changes, it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to fix the problems overnight. This is something that you fix over a long stretch of time. And the team needs to start playing better. Stop looking so defeated when a team scores a goal. Find a way to fight back. You did it against Pittsburgh when you were down 3-0. You did it against Buffalo on Tuesday. What was so more difficult about coming back in this game? Turnovers. Turnovers killed you in this game in defensive breakdowns. Got to be better. You've got to be 10 times better because the stretch is just not going to get any easier. It is not. You got to win your games. You have to win your games or you're just going to be consistently falling down the standings and losing so much traction. It's just the reality of things. It is. You got to be better. You got to be better. So, what are your guys' thoughts on this game? Your guys' thoughts on the Flyers' stretches of late, and what do you think they need to change? And I want to hear your thoughts down in the standings, just overall on what the Flyers are doing right now. So, don't forget to leave your comments in the comment section below. Don't forget to drop a like on this video. Don't forget to check out the Painted Lines, which I am a part of. Their links will be in the description below. Don't forget to check out the Florida Podcast merchandise website. That link will be down in the description below as well. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe to the channel, everyone. And I'll see you next time. They're so aggravating. This team is so aggravating.